Hello, once again, dear viewers, and welcome back to another Moonflower Tarot reading. And today I'm going to be channeling messages from your higher self, news, or any important messages that need to come through that are going to help you in this next phase of your life. If you are seeing this, this has found you in divine timing, and I pray this finds you when you do need it most, because right now what I'm seeing for you is there's a lot of very quick change and transformation happening because there was a ending recently to a very long soul journey. One of the first things that came through when I was channeling was your higher self is super proud of you. Whatever you've been working on, whatever you have accomplished recently, there's just like so much celebration happening. You're getting like a round of applause from your ancestors, from your spirit guides, and your higher self is letting you know that whatever you went through, your efforts were not done in vain. So you might have been fighting with a lot of things for a long time, battling even like an illness, addiction, or going through a bad breakup. And if this resonates with you, you are aligning with a higher purpose. You're aligning with your soul's purpose and a new collective of people who is unifying our entire society. No pressure, by the way. But some of the signs that showed up immediately and numbers you might be seeing that are confirmations, the number 5, 77, and 88. So there's a lot of rapid change that's leading to the removal of transfixed energy. If you felt yourself almost like stagnating or feeling like you really needed to slow down a little after going through a release, again, I am seeing like there was like group therapy or even going to like if this is triggering, AA meetings, like, or Narcotics Anonymous. I'm getting that your hard work is paying off. If you're continuing to do it, keep doing it. Keep doing the work, honey, because you are going to make it far and you're going to make it big. The things in your life that you needed to hold on to keep yourself safe, that no longer are good for you, like those are being removed. Like if you had unhealthy coping mechanisms, or if you just had a person in your life that was not good for you, like this doesn't have to be extreme, but whatever healing work you've been doing, it is paying off. And like I'm just getting a lot of excitement. There's a lot of high praise. That is the first thing that's coming through. I also received a couple of songs. If I receive any more music, I will create a playlist in the description below to let you know what your soul is trying to say to you. If you tend to channel more easily through music or song, creativity as well, I'm going to be linking that in the description. The 2 songs that came up were Diamond or Shine Bright Like a Diamond by Rihanna and The Rainbow Connection, because I'm seeing a lot of colors in your soul, or colors that are being activated that are connecting you with the divine. Everything is happening in divine timing for you. Okay. I'm also hearing, so if you're watching this specifically on a Saturday or this has found you on your birthday, first of all, happy birthday and happy Saturday. Congratulations. This is specific for you. I'm seeing an image of a frog. So there is just very deep transformation. And okay, so there was a song that came up. Um, Hey Boy by Sia. There's like you're either stepping into a phase of doing something you love, or you're gonna be connecting with someone you will love, or doing something you love with someone else, like taking the stage with a partner, like, or co-parenting with someone who genuinely like loves you and your child. Like if you had a divorce, you're you're either strengthening a union with a step parent, stepfather or mother, or you're meeting your child's new parent. for a few of you, it really is just you're going into this deep state of transformation and transformative rest and sleep. You're letting go of a part of your ego that needed to rise and grind and getting out of the workhorse mentality. And it's going to be easier to flow now that you don't have as much resistance, or you work through so much of the pain that you're weaning off of shadow work. You're weaning off of like I'm hearing the long road to sobriety. For some of you, it really was challenging. For some of you, this is just a series of events that were very draining and taxing on your energy. And it's like, I'm seeing a mother on a vacation in like a rental unit with a bunch of friends sitting back and drinking margaritas on the beach. So mama and daddies get some me time. That might be something you're planning to do if you're watching this in the summer or time of reading. Like, this is like a time for vacations. The other things I was seeing were the colors periwinkle blue, lavender, pink, and pastel yellow, all pastel and like summer colors for you. Let's see what else your higher self has to say. Okay, this song came up for me this morning, so I wonder if it's relevant for you. The song Another Day from the musical Rent. And I know in the context of the song, it really is like the conflict between. See, first of all, transparency, I don't really know the musical Rent very well, but it's this idea of an addict trying to convince someone who's being sober or going back. But when that song was presented to me, it was literally like the divine feminine and divine masculine fighting each other over being able to just live a little, but not live in the same way you did before. So it's like if you were the type of person who turned to, like, let's just say, drinking to have a fun time, and now you have to find a new way to have fun. I know I just said margaritas on the beach. If that doesn't apply to you, do not do that. have a virgin margarita. Do not go back to that. But there's this idea of, you might have been so strict on yourself to follow the rules, to be like sober, or to get rid of unhealthy coping mechanisms. Even like some of you, if you were like on a spiritual journey, you might have abstained from a lot of things. Or if you're doing a cleanse, you might not have eaten certain things. Like, there is this feeling of slowly weaning off of that extreme like restrictive lifestyle, and like almost microdosing yourself things that are like new, like not like the old stuff. Like, you're not going to microdose yourself alcohol if you're getting off of alcohol. You're going to microdose fun things, new ways of having fun, new ways. Like, you're going to be playing cards instead of gambling, right? Or you're going to play Dungeons and Dragons instead of going to a casino. That sort of thing. It's like, how can we supplement an old way of expressing this childlike joy and innocence? You know, what is a new way to do that? And finding that maybe on vacation, and maybe through new friends and connections, and doing it with, friends and family who might have also struggled or who supported you during your journey. There's this need to have fun. And it's really hard to wean off of like an old cycle into a new one, especially if you had to be extremely strict and rigid. Like, this is something that will take time. And I'm hearing again, this is divine timing is at work here. You might struggle to actually relax into a new lifestyle for like maybe 4 months, 2 years, because the amount of time you needed to contribute to deprogramming off of an old lifestyle, that it took that much time too. So to find a balance in between extremes of going from one state of like bad coping and then going into like the strict state of how do I abstain, to a middle ground, that's a lot of time. That's a lot of energy, and you can do it. There's no fear here. It's just regulating you in a new way. And your higher self wants to congratulate you as well, because you have already established a mindset in which you can commit to these goals and follow through with them, but don't be so hard on yourself. In fact, your higher self wants you to know it's okay to let loose. Let loose is also a skill too. It's a coping skill, but it's not a bad one, because there are maladaptive coping mechanisms, but there are also healthy ones. And letting go of an old lifestyle It was not easy for you to do. There might be some self-limiting beliefs that you're holding on to. I want to. Okay, I'm being told the back of the deck is a clarifier. Okay. Um, yeah. You might have been beating yourself up about an old lifestyle, and you might be a little bit more restrictive and restrained in what you do. But the thing is that the reason why you might have been in the state of mind where you needed to go to unhealthy things to regulate or to soothe or to avoid your problems, like those things do not exist inside of you because you've already established a healthy way of dealing with pain. And if you haven't already, finding those places and resources to be able to help you manage your symptoms, manage your emotions, or manage whatever relationships might be going on, seeking that out is very helpful if you struggle with vulnerability. For most of you, I see like this has already really come to pass, but a resistance to change, like change your ways when it comes to being very hard on yourself and hyper independent as well. You might have had to go to a place to get help, and there's almost, it feels like you're blocking yourself from like relieving yourself from it, like relieving yourself from duty. It's this, it feels okay. So I'm getting an example of someone who's trying to like get in shape or lose weight, and they're like, they have a goal and they reach that goal, but they are afraid that they're going to kind of regress and lose their progress if they don't go to the gym like 5 days a week, 10 hours. I have to like there's this feeling of like fear of regressing back into an old lifestyle, back into an old pattern, and that is perfectly normal. However, if that person has done most of the work and is committed to it, not going 1 or 2 days is not creating or reestablishing an old habit. It is not. It is just giving the body time to readjust to the fact that it's like it's done. It made its goal and it can maintain itself. You did the work to change. You don't need to keep driving yourself into a hole and out of fear, because that's almost like a form of self-punishment. You're not congratulating yourself. Your ego is kind of letting you down without you realizing it in a weird way. And this could also have to do with relationships. If you've struggled with relationships for a while and you found yourself like finding common ground with new people, or you're about to meet new people, there is also like this need to overcome a fear when it comes to relying or meeting new people. You might be afraid of going back into old patterns, romantic relationships, or even friendships. For some of you, if you are manifesting a partner, or if you're dating and you want to get like a new stepmother or father for your child, there is this fear of repeating the past, and letting go of the ego is the most difficult thing to do when you're just surrendering to the possibility that there are good people out there. You're not going to repeat the same mistakes. And even if you find yourself slipping back into like old people pleasing patterns, or not establishing boundaries or even keeping them, there's still a higher probability that you're going to catch yourself because you committed to doing the work to get out of those relationships anyway. And with the example of like weight loss or like getting in shape, you're going to find yourself slipping back a little bit, but it's not a bad thing. It's just the thing that human bodies do. It's normal, but you're not going to go to the extreme that you were before. You like, oh, you might lose some muscle tone because you're just living a normal human existence, but it's not going to be to the severity as it was before, because you still are indulging in your habit of healthy lifestyle choices. And you can always lose it. Like, it's not that big of a deal in a lot of ways in the grand scheme of things, because at the end of the day, it's just about how well you love yourself and reframing the reason why you ended up getting the help you need anyway. It was because you deserve love and self-compassion. And any of this conflict is not really going to change how much progress you have made. Don't be so hard on yourself if you take just a micro step backwards. It means you're a normal human being who's living a healthy, happy human life. But getting out of that mindset is like the hardest thing to change. I'm just gonna let you know, I've been there, I've done that. I could write a book on all the times that I've been doing that. I've been doing, dude. Okay, I have to give a little bit of a personal story. um, okay, so side note, I just heard the phrase, "Do you do private readings?" And I'm just gonna say that in the middle of this. No, I am not doing private readings right now. At some point, maybe I will. And that is a weird side note. If any of you are asking, I do not do that. I may in the future, but right now I'm not set up for that. This is just more of a hobby. And I really want to help the collective right now because it's like, this is what I'm doing. My full-time job is being chronically ill and trying to keep myself a happy human being while still going out there and helping as much as I can, even if it's just like giving you reassurance, y'all, you're going to be okay. Like if you had to overcome heartbreak. So that was a side message for some of you who've been asked. If you have been wondering, I do not do that right now. May in the future, write in the comments. If there's a big enough like want for that, I might try to set that up. But right now it's like maybe you've been even going to personal readers to get some guidance right now. Spirit wants you to take a look within yourself. He wants you, yeah, okay, well, now, okay, no, that's just clarification. Okay, why are you having a hard time letting go? So I was going to go into a personal story. Yeah, I see, it isn't even just one thing. I've had many times in my life where I had this big goal that was almost like seemingly impossible. So for me personally, I went on a weight loss journey about 8, 9, actually, no, it was like 10 years ago. And I had a lot I had to lose with a chronic condition that makes it incredibly like unsafe and unhealthy to do it in the ways that an able-bodied person would do. I had a lot of very, very bad medical episodes because of the advice I was given, and I wasn't seeing progress enough. So I basically went in the hyper abstinence mode of I'm not eating any of these things, which later found out actually that was the reason why I was getting sick because there were certain things I needed to have. And I was just like, no, we're just going to be super strict. I'm going to be out there 4 days a week, 4 hours in between what I was doing, and I couldn't maintain it. I got sick constantly. But the thing is that if I didn't do it, I probably wouldn't be here today. It was a realistic thing to do where it's like I had to contribute 10 years of my life to forming a healthy lifestyle, to weaning off of old habits, but also understanding how my own body works, how my own disability works, and that a lot of the issues were just things I needed to figure out. And then it's like 10 years later, I've kept that off. However, I still catch myself being in that hyper restrictive mindset and getting sick because of it. Getting sick because I'm not having enough salt because of a condition that requires salt, and I was on a low sodium diet. So it's one of those things where it's like I catch myself, it's like 10 years ago and I've kept it off with a condition that says you probably shouldn't keep it off. And it was just so like extreme and strict, but it saved my life. It's keeping me healthy, but that mindset is still there inside of me because it was a literal decade of effort. I've reached the point officially where it's like, even if I find myself taking a few steps back, I give myself that grace and say, you know what? I'm alive right now. I'm not where I was 10 years ago, and I will never be there again because I say so. And even if I slip up a bit, I deserve love. I did it once, I can do it again. I contributed all that time and energy to learning how to take care of myself. I'm not going to unlearn that. And I'm loving myself. So I hope that helps some of you. Take the path of least resistance when it comes to this. Sometimes, like letting go of a long cycle is just a matter of time. It just takes time. So if you've been going to other readers or other people to look for guidance and assistance, the advice from your higher self is just talk to them. talk to them, sisters and brothers. Like, talk to them. Like, literally, I heard the phrase, "Talk to me, sister. I want to hear from you." Like, your higher self literally wants you to be in high priestess mode of look within. Like, just sit down every day, listen to music, or start working on your novel or coloring in a coloring book, and just say, "Hey, let's just talk. Let's talk to your higher self. Talk to yourself. Sit down at a table and start writing." And that was very specific. It's like, if you do automatic writing, sometimes that is the best way to do it. Through art, your soul communicates through you through art. Even if you can't in your mind or in your heart feel your higher self talking to you, your soul knows how to communicate to you in your own way. If you do it through art, if you do it through like even science, if you do it through meditation, be with you, be with yourself, and allow yourself to speak to you. Like, what are these pains and wounds coming up? Why do you feel like you need to be so restrictive? Is it a past life thing? Is it a past life wound? And I think I'm going to take a look at that because I have some messages from ancestors. But just take a moment to sit with yourself and breathe and just really pat yourself on the back. First of all, be grateful that you exist in the way you do and you are a living miracle. Even if, like, you fall back into old habits, you are not beyond redemption. You deserve 1,000,001 chances. If there's a will to change, you deserve that. You deserve that second chance from yourself, as well as people in your life who truly, truly love you. I'm going to channel some messages in a moment. I just need to take a quick second to adjust. Okay, I have a couple messages from your higher self regarding soul contracts or soulmates that are coming in to assist you at this point in your life. Um, Okay. I just was reminded, thumbs up down below if this is resonating, if you made it this far. I don't always say that at the beginning of my videos. Thumbs up and comment down below if this is resonating with you. Yeah, okay. So first of all, you're getting a lot of good news. Reciprocal relationships are coming in, and it is going to take time. Okay, well, that's just a repeat of what I've been saying. It's going to take time to unlearn the old way of doing things, but there are new relationships coming in that are going to teach you exactly what you need to know and learn to come into balance, to be a higher level version, but a middle version of you. It is really about settling in between and knowing that no matter where you fall in this new you that you are, it is going to take time to adjust. Like, it is going to take time to figure out what is the version of you want to be. And know that you are already a complete person, by the way. Getting to the bottom, maybe, of why you're so hard on yourself and restricted is going to help, like, release a lot of those self-limiting beliefs in you. I feel like I'm repeating myself. Yeah. If you're hearing double messages, this is just clarification again. Like, that, this information needs to come from within you. You need to look within. What is the core wound that is telling you that you cannot slip up? You need to be perfect. It could be mother, father, abandonment wounds. I heard mommy, daddy issues. It could be like an ex-partner who convinced you were never good enough. And you cannot force you to love yourself. They cannot, nobody in this world can force you to love yourself. It might take a lot of time to get to the point where you truly love yourself and value yourself, no matter what you look like, what you weigh, like how much money you have, how many friends you have, your status in life. Like, all of that boils down to how well you can love yourself, no matter what state your mind, body, or soul is in. Because the biggest driving force to success can and will always be your capacity to love you over your ego's capacity to fit into a mold it never really even should have been put into. And you can't do this by force. Like, you can't find love outside of yourself. You can't go into a romantic relation that reciprocates and automatically feel like, well, now I deserve love. Now I know I'm worthy, because if they love me, that must mean I am worthy. But that is not how the brain works. That's not how trauma works. Like, you can find Prince Charming and he can sweep you off your feet, but if deep down inside you do not believe you deserve that, or you believe there's something fundamentally wrong with you, even though this person is saying to you, everything is right, you're exactly what I want in my life, and I choose you for who you are, and I love you. And they don't force you to be someone other than you. If you still have those wounds, you're not going to believe that. You're just going to project all those insecurities on this partner who is more than willing to love you for everything you are. You just are not able to do that through another person, is kind of what I'm feeling. Um, so I think one of the restrictions your higher self is highlighting for you is a lot of this healing, this relief from the madness of the world has to come from within. And you have to every single day commit to just telling yourself you are inherently worthy of love, and saying those mantras. I am worthy of love no matter how much money I make, no matter what I look like, no matter how old I am, no matter how flawed I am, no matter what. I am worthy of love. And you need to say that to yourself every single day until you believe it. Because you cannot believe it. You might automatically not believe it because you might have the entire world screaming at you, you need to be this in order to be loved. You need to be this in order to fit in, which is basically one of the most common tactics of like very dysfunctional relationships. It is a common tactic of people who are more abusive and who want to keep people stuck in a lack mentality and have control over people. So it is perfectly normal for this part of your healing cycle to take its time, because it is a very, very slow process. If you're in an echo chamber of deceit, you are going to become the lies. You're going to believe them. And I'm just going to give you a reference. It took me 5 to 6 years to finally believe myself when I said I love myself. So I'm just letting you know realistic expectations. It doesn't mean you're not going to meet people who genuinely love you, by the way. You are being connected with reciprocal relationships specifically for this reason, to make it easier for you to believe you love yourself. Overcoming these fears with another person or with a group of people, you need help from other people. Don't expect yourself to heal overnight, okay? I'm just still seeing you as this high priestess connecting with a lot of very like, you might see them as juvenile, but they have a very rich and vibrant inner child and a positive mindset. You might be connecting with people who are just like, okay, they're hyper optimistic, but also realistic to counteract your hyper realism. So, yeah, let's see. One final message. Yeah, I'm hearing the rainbow connection again. You are going to be, this situation is going to resolve over time. As long as you commit to yourself and commit to this every single day, as long as you commit to this path of healing and light, your higher self wants you to know you're already there. Take it slow, because you're still putting in the work every day. You're putting in the effort, facing those fears, being afraid, but doing it anyway, and challenging yourself to be better every single day of your life. These new relationships want you to know that it's okay if you're not perfect right away. It's okay to just reveal yourself and to slowly ease into them, because they're not going to run away from you. They're not going to be resistant to getting to know you. They want to know you. They want to be there with you. They want you to help. They want to help you fulfill your soul mission, because they're part of this as well. The collective of people like you want you to be you, and they want to meet you. Okay, and then one final song. Is it me, Taylor Swift, and Brandon Urie? It feels so, what? Is that the lyric? It feels so empty without me? Well, you can't spell awesome without me. That's not, okay. Your higher self might be trying to say something to you that might be specific. It feels so empty without me. Ooh. You're, that is actually kind of poetic. You can't spell awesome without me is the lyric. So you need to be you. These people are going to freaking love you. And again, your higher self is urging you, even if you have to write it down every day, even if you have to stay in the mirror when you do not mean it. I love myself. I love you. You are beautiful. You are not a mistake. You deserve to be here. You deserve space. You deserve empathy. You deserve kindness. Look yourself in the mirror and just apologize for all the times where you didn't love you. And trust me, the more you do it, the more you're going to understand that love that you gave to others, you are willing to accept it for yourself. So the next time these people come in and say, I love you, you're beautiful, and you deserve happiness, you truly believe it, and that will be you. So I want to thank you so much for being here. I really hope this has helped and resonated with you. I look forward to seeing you in another reading. All my love.